In the middle of martial arts class at Anthon First High, a 12th grader named Dị Hòa suddenly shoots up from his seat, his eyes wide with shock. Turns out he's not the original owner of this body. The guy, now known as Dị Hòa, is actually a reincarnated soul who took over this body, sent back to the time right before his college entrance exams. What the hell is going on? If I was going to be reincarnated, couldn't they at least send me back to my college days? He mutters in frustration. Since ancient times, humanity has faced a horrifying threat, the invasion of secret realms. These realms are gateways to another world, one teeming with terrifying demonic beasts. They pour through cracks in these realms to invade the human world. A single powerful beast could wipe out an entire nation, threatening all of civilization. To fight back against this menace, humanity developed the demonic beast gene system. By injecting a gene sample and awakening a beast within humans can unlock their own genetic talents. Only warriors with these powers can save civilization. As a result, their status and rewards are far beyond that of any normal person. Earth has entered an age where the strong rule and power is worshipped above all else. Suddenly, a system notification pops up in Dị Hòa mind. Introduction complete. Transmigrated, host Dị Hòa. Status reserve martial artist. Now implanting original owner's memories. As the info floods in, Dị Hòa sinks into deep thought. He's just a high school kid, but his sudden outburst makes his classmates turn and sneer, their eyes filled with contempt. Look, that loser, Dị Hòa is daydreaming again. Ha, an idiot like him actually thinks he can get into college. Vung Dong Dong chimes in, you idiot, you should just go home. Your only future is being a low-class worker or rotting away until you die. Hearing those venomous words, Dị Hòa just frowns, a wave of irritation washing over him. Just like in every story, the main character's getting bullied by some loudmouth. The original owner's reputation in this class is clearly rock bottom. Ever since his parents died in an accident back in middle school, the kid just gave up and lost all his ambition. His once brilliant grades took a nosedive, and he became a drag on the whole class. So that's the deal. Dị Hòa quietly sorts through the memories, stroking his chin. But Vung Dong Dong isn't done yet. What are you looking at? This is martial arts class. You want to start something? I wasn't looking, just thinking, Dị Hòa replies coldly. The original kid didn't study, but now he's the one paying the price. His face twists in annoyance, but he thinks to himself, so, the original owner was bullied by these clowns so bad he died of a heart attack. Suddenly, the teacher's voice booms from the front, shattering the tension. Are you all ready? We're about to begin the gene modification injections. Believe in yourselves. 3 years of hard work have all led to this moment. As for those who were lazy, the teacher pauses, his sharp gaze, landing right on Dị Hòa. How ridiculous. The original owner was the lazy one. Why the hell should I feel ashamed? Dị Hòa thinks to himself, a small smile playing on his lips as he meets the teacher's gaze. He makes a vow right then and there. Since I've taken over this body, I'll make sure to clean up all this trash for you. A little later in the gene injection room, mysterious cases are laid out at the front. Dị Hòa classmates are as noisy as ever. What beast gene do you think I'll awaken? Maybe a tier 3 Liat Son Tiao or a tier 4 Jia Pai Long. I bet you get a tier 1 farting beast. Ha ha. As the cases are opened, white smoke billows out, revealing vials of shimmering blue liquid that glow with a brilliant light. This is the Gene Awakening Regent, containing the genes of demonic beasts collected by powerful martial artists. After injection, the body absorbs one of them and begins the awakening. The stronger the body, the more powerful the gene that awakens. The teacher holds up a vial, his voice calm yet commanding. Do not rush. After the injection, you must calmly accept this new power. When I call your name, step forward and receive your reagent. One by one, the students step up, inject the fluid, and absorb it. Each one glows with a different aura, some strong, some weak, but all of them are clearly changed. After the injection, they look strange, their faces twisted in pain. Is that so? Looks like it hurts like hell. This is not going to be pleasant. Dị Hòa thinks, his heart pounding. Screw it, let's do this. He decisively injects the gene awakening fluid. As it courses through his veins, his arteries light up, sending waves of excruciating pain through him. Dị Hòa eyes snap open in shock. The teacher watching from the side says quietly, Dị Hòa, it seems there's no change in you at all. Sir, did I accidentally inject a fake? He asks, bewildered. At this, Vung Dong Dong bursts out laughing and walks toward him. Haha, everyone, look, Dị Hòa didn't awaken a single thing, she sneers, reaching out toward his face. A martial artist who can't awaken is like a bird with clipped wings. Dị Hòa, you're just waiting to die. Get the hell out of here. Isn't this just your style? This girl is so damn annoying. Was she the ringleader bullying me? Dị Hòa thought, but then he jolted, his brows knitting together. Wait a second. This feeling. Instantly a system window popped up in his mind. Infinite monster template acquired. Host Dị Hòa. Overall, physique dropout. Skills, basic Lan, Sunfist, Gang Qi Gong. Monster template drawn. Seeing him just stand there silently, Wang Dongdong got even more pissed. What the hell are you doing? If you failed to awaken, just accept it. Why are you putting on a show? Dị Hòa entire body started shaking as he stammered. Get away now, or it'll be too late. His eyes flashed with light. He gritted his teeth as a mysterious aura seeped from his lips, and then he flexed his entire body. A terrifying Gang Qi exploded from his body, blasting Wang Dongdong away. Behind him, the massive ghostly silhouette of Godzilla materialized. Holy shit, that shockwave. Who the hell awakened something like that? I can't handle this pressure. The crowd panicked, scrambling to get as far away from Dị Hòa as possible. The commotion even caught the eye of Lady Lu and Su Chao, two top-tier geniuses awakening nearby. There's someone even stronger than me, Su Chao cried out in shock. The system window popped up again. A-Rank Template Legendary Godzilla, Bloodline Abilities, Atomic Breath, Thermonuclear Pulse, Atomic Energy Absorption. Evolved Form, Burning Godzilla. Activates only when compatibility reaches 100%. Current compatibility, 3%. Dị Hòa struggled to suppress his aura, thinking, is this the golden finger the system blessed me with? The two classmates who'd been mocking him were now frozen in terror. That was all Dị Hòa. In a single instant, he sent everyone flying. Even Wang Dongdong was thrown back, and she had awakened a Tier 2 fire lizard. Dị Hòa stood over the crowd, sprawled on the ground. He scratched his head with an awkward laugh. Ahem, my bad. My awakening got a little out of hand. I told you guys to stand back, but nobody listened. Suddenly, an announcement echoed from the speakers. All 12th graders have completed their gene injections. Please proceed to the stadium for bloodline testing. The gene breakthrough scanner can identify a person's beast gene and their martial artist level. Litan Nguyen awakened a Tier 3 wasp gene shooting up from a mid-ranker to one of the top students. Su Xiao, the school's top student, hit level 9 Martial Apprentice and awakened a Tier 3 Ice Demon Dragon. He's a shoo-in for valedictorian of Anthon City. Lady Lu is also a level 9 Martial Apprentice. She awakened a Tier 4 Nether Sparrow, a rare bloodline strong enough to wipe out half the city. A Tier 4 Beast bloodline. Martial artists are like ants to them. You'd need to be a grandmaster just to stand a chance, the students murmured amongst themselves. Dị Hòa stroked his chin, thinking, their beasts are only Tier 3 or 4, so why is mine A rank? When it was his turn, Dị Hòa calmly stepped into the scanner. The results popped up, 12th grade Dị Hòa. Martial Apprentice Level 3. Beast Bloodline Unknown. His classmates instantly erupted in laughter. Level 3. My little brother in junior high could take him. Unknown, bloodline. You mean he doesn't even have one? That shockwave earlier was probably just him farting Dị Hòa trash, and always will be. Dị Hòa remained silent, calmly stepping out of the scanner. He thought to himself, just as I thought. The scanner can't detect Godzilla. But this A-rank infinite monster template of mine is seriously interesting. A smirk played on his lips. As his mind raced with possibilities, as long as I meet the requirements I can draw monster templates infinitely. Doesn't that make me the king of the monsters? Back at school, his teacher looked at Dị Hòa skeptically. What was that? You want to take a leave of absence to self-study and only return for the final exams? You really expect me to believe you'll be studying seriously at home? Dị Hòa answered with conviction. Sir, I really want to get stronger. I know I'm way too far behind everyone else. To catch up, I need to do my own special training. At this rate, I'll never be able to keep up. The teacher's face grew stern. Dị Hòa, the only way to become a true martial artist is by getting into a good university. I know you've awakened a bloodline, but your fundamentals are too weak. You'll never pass the exam. Just prepare to repeat the year. There's no need to rush it. But Dị Hòa didn't back down. Sir, a final sprint is the only way for me to improve. You don't understand. I've awakened an incredibly powerful bloodline. If I just push myself, I know I can make it. Just look into my eyes, sir. I'm not lying to you. The teacher hesitated. He does look pretty sincere. All right, fine. But if you fail, you'd better be back here to study hard next year. Later, at the An Than Martial Artists Center, Dị Hòa quietly planned his next move. The house his parents left him sold for 600,000 yuan. Adding the accident compensation, he had over 1 million in total. Now I've got the seed money I need. First things first, I have to get stronger. I have two options: level up my martial artist rank, or increase my compatibility with the Godzilla template. According to the Infinite Monster template, every new template starts at only 1% compatibility. But the legendary Godzilla template started at 3%. Where did the extra 2% come from? There's only one answer. My Godzilla genes absorbed power during the awakening. This world's genetic technology can upgrade my template's abilities. Instead of grinding it out with hard training, it makes way more sense to just buy a power-up potion. As he stepped into the martial artist center, Dị Hòa was shocked. Every single person here was a martial artist with an awakened bloodline. After awakening Godzilla, I've gained a unique perception. I can judge their power levels just by sensing their life force. Damn. I can feel their blood boiling, the roar of a beast in their veins. I can barely hold back my urge to fight. He let out a sly grin. Godzilla, the Emperor, the king of monsters who conquers all. But right now, I'm just a weakling. He grudgingly suppressed the fire in his veins. Suddenly, a slender fair hand landed gently on Dị Hòa shoulder. A gentle voice called out, "Hey there, little guy." He jumped, turning to find a beautiful woman winking playfully at him. "Don't stare so intensely." "Sorry, miss, I didn't mean to," Dị Hòa quickly replied. "It's all right. You must have just awakened your genes. Can't control your powers, yet can you? What brings you to the martial arts center?" "I'm here to buy gene medicine, but this place is massive. I can't find the shop. Could you point me in the right direction? Is it urgent?" "Yeah, it is." "Is there anything I should be wary of?" "Not really, but this stuff isn't cheap, and you'll develop a resistance. The effects weaken over time. To get the max effect, martial artists usually break their bottlenecks first, then use the meds." "Miss, how much is one vial?" "At your stage, you can only use a basic enhancement dose. Costs about 400,000. Dị Hòa face was stone cold, already mourning his money. "Even all my money isn't enough for 5 doses. Know anyone who can get me a discount?" The woman smiled, taking out her business card and handing it to him. "If you get a referral from an experienced martial artist, you can get a discount." "Thank you so much. Hope to see you again." After they parted, Dị Hòa wiped his sweat. "Alright, time for a shopping spree." That night at home, Dị Hòa felt an immense pressure of power. A terrifying power exploded from his body. He sat cross-legged, limbs convulsing, roaring non-stop. Legendary Godzilla template. Compatibility, 3%, 4%, 4.7%, host, Dị Hòa. Overall, physique 8, 10, 15, level 3, Martial Apprentice. So this is what ranking up feels like. So damn refreshing. He gradually calmed down, drenched in sweat. Each dose of the gene meds boosted my physique by 2 points. But the last dose only gave me 1 point. Guess the stronger my physique, the less effective this becomes. Still, it's not bad. In just a dozen minutes, I've matched what takes others 3 years of hard training. If I activate my bloodline, nabbing the top spot at the university isn't just a dream. If I still can't crush those so-called geniuses, then this cheat is totally useless. He immediately set off for the secret realm. Secret realm rifts are divided into 6 ranks from S to E. The higher the rank, the more powerful the beasts. S-rank beasts are something humanity can't control. They can bring disaster upon the world. At City's secret realm number 3, an E-rank zone, Dị Hòa showed up in a full set of new gear. He walked casually, hands stuffed in his pockets. "Fewer of you here than I thought. Probably, 'cause this is an old secret realm. All the treasures have been cleaned out, leaving only low-level beasts for newbies to train on." He went to the secret realm's management office to register for an entry pass. "Hi, I have a reservation for secret realm number 3. Sign the life and death waiver. Here's your entry ticket." With the formalities complete, he stood before the realm gate musing. "So, this is a secret realm rift. My journey to become the king of beasts starts now." He took a running leap and dove straight into the portal. "I'm here." Inside the secret realm, a breathtaking landscape unfolded before Dị Hòa. He walked on in awe. Textbooks describe these realms, but it's nothing compared to seeing it with your own eyes. It's so majestic. You can even see the deep blue sky. Suddenly, a rabbit with blood-red fur appeared from behind. Bearing a pair of sharp fangs, it lunged aggressively. It was a level 1 demonic beast, the sword-toothed rabbit. Dị Hòa, as if sensing it beforehand, quickly spun around. He grabbed it by the paw. "Idiot, you think I couldn't feel you coming? My life field skill already activated." He casually finished off the beast before it could even fight back. From the sword-toothed rabbit's body, a bright white mana core appeared. Dị Hòa picked it up for a closer look. A common white mana core from a sword-toothed rabbit. It'll sell for about 1,000. Made 1,000 in just a few minutes. Not bad at all. A normal person only makes 3,000 to 4,000 in an entire month. But collecting a bunch of level 1 cores is useless. It's only worth it from level 2 and up. Suddenly, a pile of dirt behind him began to shake. It burst upwards with a rumble. A giant demonic beast appeared, a level 2 corpse devourer worm. Dị Hòa smirked, his fighting spirit surging. Drawing his weapon, he thought, "Speak of the devil, and he shall appear." He swung his blade, a sharp aura slicing out and injuring the beast. Compared to the hard armor on its back, the corpse devourer worm's belly was an obvious weak spot. Unwilling to submit, the beast curled into a ball. The spikes on its body hardened like saw blades as it rolled straight towards him. Dị Hòa immediately unleashed his technique, his hands starting to glow. Muttering a martial arts incantation, he shot out a beam of light, causing the beast to roar in pain. It didn't stop though, and opened its mouth. It fired 2 sharp fangs, which flew spinning towards him. "It can shoot its fangs," he exclaimed in shock, jumping into the air. He dodged it perfectly, but it sliced off a piece of his brand new shirt. "Son of a bitch, do you know how much this shirt cost me?" He roared in anger. At his current martial arts level, he couldn't easily handle the corpse devourer worm. The previous owner was too damn lazy. Only one way to do this. Activate the Godzilla Bloodline Berserk. Hack instantly. His eyes began to glow brightly. His pupils turned into ovals, emitting a blue light as veins bulged on his face. He looked terrifying. His hands morphed into the claws of an ancient beast, covered in jet-black scales like dark steel glowing with power. His green fins flared like fire, channeling the majestic image of Godzilla. He lunged forward, one-shotting the demonic beast. After his physique hit 21 points, dealing with a level 2 corpse demon insect was a piece of cake. He deactivated his transformation. His body felt like a damn jet engine. He grimaced at his new sword on the ground. The $250,000 blade was corroded by the insect's venom. What a ripoff. I gotta file a complaint. This first hunt drained way too much stamina, and his stomach was growling. Suddenly, he flared his nostrils, catching a scent. What is that smell? So fragrant. It's the corpse demon insect's monster core. Without a second thought, he shoved the green core into his mouth and swallowed it whole. Instantly, his body began to react. His Godzilla template's compatibility rose from 7% to 7.3%. A gene potion costs hundreds of thousands for just a 1% boost. Now a single core gave him a 0.3% increase. 3 or 4 of these equal 1 potion. The white core from the saber-toothed rabbit should have given at least 1%. What a massive loss. Turning rage into motivation, Dị Hòa activated his life force field, covering a massive area, and went on a killing spree until noon the next day. When the slaughter was over, Dị Hòa stepped out of the secret realm, carrying a giant black sack on his back. Godzilla template compatibility, 9%. Overall physique, 15.8. After hitting 9%, swallowing more white cores did nothing. The only option left was to sell them for cash. In total, 20 white cores and 4 green ones. The staff at the Martial Artist Center couldn't hide his shock. For real, a high school kid collected this many monster cores. According to the rules, martial artists must tithe 10% of their haul. He handed over 5 white cores, got 200,000 back. Only 9 days until the college entrance exams. In Ancheng City, at the D-Rank Secret Realm number 4, a group was eagerly chatting next to a jeep. Team leader Lin, "This time, we have to complete the mission. For the blood jade flower bounty, right? Last time we found its location, but old Chen got seriously wounded by a beast, so he can't join us. So the team's down to 5 people. Yeah, and the rules state a team needs at least 6 members to enter a D-Rank realm. I contacted a broker. They recommended a new level 2 martial artist. Lin, he turned to Dị Hòa. You're a level 9 martial artist, correct? Yes, Dị Hòa replied. As a student, he wasn't qualified to enter a D-Rank realm. He had to spend 100,000 on the black market for a fake ID. What rotten luck, he thought. This alias, Tesla, sounds sketchy as hell. Lin, he hesitated. Whatever, it's just an alias. As a level 9 martial artist, you're not qualified to enter a D-Rank realm. Our team is giving you a chance to observe and learn, but you absolutely cannot drag us down. Whatever, Dị Hòa thought to himself. This guy seems reliable, better than some of the other scumbags out there. The team hopped in the vehicle and drove straight to the realm gate. Inside, an endless desert appeared, with countless giant planets hanging in the sky above. They looked like they could fall at any moment. According to the tracker, the blood jade flower is in the oasis up ahead, guarded by a level 2 beast. Last time, it was a rainforest, now a desert. These realms aren't just connected to one world, Dị Hòa mused, resting his chin on his hand. A pack of demonic ground rats had been tailing their car for a while. Team leader, the ground rats are staring us down. Hu Dae, take care of them. Hu Dae raised 3 throwing knives, radiating killing intent. With a flick of his wrist, each blade perfectly hit a rat between the eyes, infusing martial energy into throwing knives to make them explode on impact. Clean and efficient, Dị Hòa silently noted. A while later the team got out and started walking. Why aren't we driving? The oasis is still a ways off, Dị Hòa asked casually, hands behind his head. The beasts in the oasis are highly sensitive to engine noise. It'll attract them, Lin He explained. Xiaoxia, you'll use a shock bomb to lure it out later. Xiao Wu and Hu Dai set traps. Old Liu provide covering fire. I'll take it head on. Tesla, you just observe. Sometime later, a shock bomb shot up over the oasis and exploded mid-air. The bomb was packed with high-level monster pheromones. This tricks beasts into thinking their territory is being invaded instantly, drawing them in. A level 2 earth dragon appeared in the distance. At the same time, a long-haired man in glasses appeared, drawing his knife and wiping the area clean in one fell swoop. In the heart of the oasis, the team was giving their all, fighting against the giant earth dragon. Suddenly, team leader Lin leaped high into the air, pouring all his strength into his arms, and with one mighty swing decapitated the beast. He landed instantly, as the earth dragon collapsed behind him, shaking the very ground. His teammates immediately rushed over. They cheered excitedly. Team leader Lin, you finally took it down. Overconfident, he casually flicked his hand and sheathed his sword. In a calm voice he said, now let's find the blood jade flower. Suddenly, a faint sound came from behind. Turns out, the earth dragon wasn't completely dead. It suddenly swung its massive clawed hand right at team leader Lin. Team leader Lin, look out, his panicked teammates screamed. Realizing the danger, he knew he was in deep shit, but he couldn't react in time. He could only stand there helpless, awaiting his death from the dying earth dragon. Just then, a figure shot forward like a bolt of lightning. Dị Hòa moved in a flash, leaping into the air and rushing towards team leader Lin. He channeled all his power into his right hand, unleashing a devastating atomic ray that sent the earth dragon flying amidst a cloud of debris and dust. Model. The dust settles. He's just a martial apprentice, yet he has the power to take down a level 2 beast. Captain Lam and his squad are stunned, muttering in disbelief. That punch was absolutely insane. He says taking down a level 2 beast is no big deal, just a walk in the park. Thanks for saving my life. From now on, we're officially a team. With that settled, the group swarms the earth, dragon's corpse hyped to process the fresh spoils. I found it, the blood jade fruit. Captain Lam holds up a chunk of bright red flesh, shouting excitedly. Hearing this, the squad rushes over for a closer look. We even got the earth dragon's core. This haul is insane. Is this bright red thing really that valuable? It kinda looks like a giant cherry tomato. Dị Hòa thinks to himself, practically drooling. Hearing this, Captain Lam smirks. Of course it is. This thing can increase your compatibility with your template. It wasn't easy, but we successfully took down the earth dragon and got the blood jade fruit. Haha, it's not as simple as you think. A voice suddenly chimes in from behind. No one saw Hu Dai silently appear, plunging a dagger straight into Captain Lam's side, shocking everyone. Captain Lam, what the hell's going on? His teammates scream in horror. Hu Dai, what are you doing? Captain Lam quickly spins, shoving Hu Dai back. From the shadows, the bald guy from before slowly emerges, his voice dripping with malice. What are we doing? Haven't you figured it out yet? We're making a fat stack of cash, obviously. Captain Lam's team recognizes the bald guy and stammers. You guys know this, Baldy. Seeing this, Dị Hòa remains perfectly calm, crossing his arms and turning to his little sister. That's Huo Bang. He specializes in robbing martial artists in the secret realm. Turns out he's been targeting us all along. Shit, the dagger's poisoned. Hu Dai, you traitor. How did you know we were here? They had only pinpointed the blood jade fruit's location after entering the secret realm. The poison hits Captain Lam hard. He stumbles, unable to stand, forcing old Liu to rush in and support him. It was a throwing dart. He used it as a signal. Dị Hòa suddenly speaks up from behind, his expression dead serious. Hearing this, Hu Dai grins wickedly. You're a sharp one, aren't ya? Haha, Dị Hòa, aren't you just a high school student? Got your college entrance exams soon, right? Instead of studying, you want to meet the Grim Reaper. Damn right, the exams are coming up. The valedictorian spot is waiting for me. Dị Hòa tilts his head, his expression ice cold. How arrogant. Hearing that, Hu Dai snaps, flinging a dagger straight at Dị Hòa. He stands perfectly still. His eyes flash as he casually catches the blade between two fingers. Dị Hòa says coolly, the only arrogant one here is the turncoat yapping in my face. You reek. Time to take out the trash. He tenses, channeling the power of his bloodline into his hand. From his hand erupts a flickering blue aura like a flame. You're pretty interesting yourself. Hu Dai, I want his head. Huo Bang laughs from the sidelines. Yes sir, Hu Dai obeys, swiftly unleashing a volley of daggers straight at Dị Hòa. Dị Hòa eyes blaze. He lets out a terrifying, earth-shaking roar. Behind him, the phantom image of Godzilla appears, shattering all the daggers in midair. Not a single one touches him. When the dust settles, Hude has vanished without a trace. Dị Hòa, watch out, Hude's gone. Suddenly, Hude appears from above, launching a powerful kick down at Dị Hòa. Perfect timing. I can test out my new skill. Dị Hòa brings 2 fingers to his forehead, activating his bloodline. His fingertips begin to glow, emitting a mystical energy that seems to pull power from the heavens and earth. He swings his hand. A beam of light shoots out, piercing straight through the charging Hude, killing him instantly in midair. He one-shotted Hude. Is he really just a martial apprentice? Captain Lamb's crew breaks out in a cold sweat, absolutely stunned. Watching Hude's lifeless body fall, Huobang panics and asks Dị Hòa, what kind of technique was that? What major family are you from? Dị Hòa answers coldly, as a terrifying aura flares up behind him. My family, the Godzilla clan. You want to kneel and beg for mercy now, kid? Even with your weird tricks, you can't overcome the gap in our martial ranks. Huobang is furious. His entire body erupts in a raging purple aura. He roars as his muscles swell uncontrollably, his weight easily exceeding 300 pounds. His bloodline beast manifests behind him, a giant wild bear charging straight for Dị Hòa. He still has his hands in his pockets, but before Huobang finishes speaking, Dị Hòa solar finger technique hits his opponent square on the ankle. For pure shameless audacity, this guy's gotta be second only to my boy Su Kuei. Huobang howls in pain. He clasps his hands and spins like a top, forcing Dị Hòa to leap back to dodge. Seeing this, Huobang jumps up too, gritting his teeth and channeling all his power into a palm strike meant to crush Dị Hòa. So, this is a level 2 martial artist. My atomic breath couldn't even melt his ankle. Dị Hòa remarks to himself. He swings his arm hard and a massive shockwave explodes, tearing up the surrounding terrain. Are you done playing? Now it's my turn. Dị Hòa suddenly appears behind Huobang. His eyes flash with a deadly glint, striking terror into his opponent. Huobang's face goes pale. Dị Hòa hands erupt in blazing blue flames that radiate the aura of death itself. He unleashes a lightning-fast combo on Huobang, who's too slow to react, and can only take the beating. The combo ends. Huobang collapses his body, riddled with wounds, his flesh caved in, and unable to regenerate despite being a level 2 martial artist. He's too strong. The members of Lamb's team can only stare in awe. You bastard, using poison gas in a tournament. How pathetic. Scum, like you will get what you deserve. I curse you. Huopeng's face was completely busted, blood streaming from his nose and mouth as he lay motionless on the ground. Dị Hòa didn't waste words. He channeled power into his right hand and unleashed a final blow. Plenty of people want to curse me. Who the hell are you? Sometime later, at the Anthan Central Stadium, the announcer's voice echoed. Welcome everyone, the annual Senior Martial Artist Selection Tournament is about to begin. I'll keep it short. May your martial fortunes flourish. This year's exam will be a fighting ring tournament format. Contestants will be paired off with the winner advancing to the next round. The tournament will last for 3 days. The first 2 days are for the preliminaries. Winners will advance to the final day. During the prelims, each contestant will fight 3 matches. Those who advance will battle it out until a champion is crowned. We carry the fate of humanity. For yourselves and for mankind, give it everything you've got out there. I hereby declare the Anthan Selection Tournament officially open. And with that, the introductions were over. Contestants began to fill the rings with no divisions for power level or gender. But over at ring number 6, a lone female fighter was waiting for an opponent who was nowhere in sight. Huh. What's going on at ring 6? Looks like one of the contestants is a no-show. The announcer checked the list. The contestants are Wang Tongtong and Dị Hòa, both from Anthan number 1 high. But right now, only Wang Tongtong is in the ring. According to the rules, if a contestant doesn't show up after the match begins, they will be disqualified. Down in the ring, Wang Tongtong smirked, summoning her bloodline beast. He dared to humiliate me at the forging convention, making me lose face in front of everyone. I was planning on letting my divine flame Kirin embarrass him, but he already chickened out. He's probably hiding at home too scared to even show his face. What a coward. Can't even show up to a fight. He probably pissed his pants in fear. Why even bother being a martial artist? Just go get a factory job. The crowd groaned in disappointment. The referee, seeing time was up, was about to call the match, when suddenly a shadow fell over the arena and everyone looked up. What the hell is that? That pressure, it's insane. Is that a person? A dark figure began to descend, rocketing down, surrounded by a mysterious black aura. It was Dị Hòa, his eyes blazing with power as he made his grand entrance. Holy shit, how strong do you have to be to fly like that? The audience gasped. He slammed into the ring, and a pillar of light erupted. The shockwave sent everything flying, forcing Wang Tongtong to struggle just to stay on her feet. Cold sweat dripped down her forehead as she witnessed his power. But not wanting to look weak, she stuttered out some pathetic threat. The second the words left her mouth, a foot materialized out of thin air right in front of her face, too fast for her to even register. Wang Tongtong's face went pale. With a single kick, Dị Hòa launched her clean off the stage, winning the match instantly. He glanced over as she flew, confirming his win. "Phew," he said, nonchalantly, "that was close. I almost had to repeat the year." Wang Tongtong was knocked out cold. Her eyes rolled back into her head. Drool and snot were everywhere. The referee made the call. The announcer's voice boomed, followed by a massive cheer. "Dị Hòa is the winner, and that's it," he thought. That was easy. The crowd was buzzing. "This Dị Hòa guy is insane. He took her out in one kick, and that entrance was so badass. Was that some kind of legendary Skyfall kick technique?" Just then a system panel appeared. Host Dị Hòa. Overall physique 25.5. Monster template Berserk, Lizard, Godzilla. Compatibility 20%. Dị Hòa smirked. "Good thing Captain Lin gave me that blood jade fruit," he thought. "Boosting my physique took a little longer than I expected. Now it's time to put on a real show." And in the matches that followed, he did just that, one-shotting every opponent to advance to the next round. Anthon number 4 Hai Long Thao versus Anthon number 1 Hai Dị Hòa. Winner Dị Hòa. Anthon number 4 Hai Long Dao versus Anthon number 1 Hai Dị Hòa. Winner Dị Hòa. The crowd went wild, chanting his name. One kick per match. It's clean, simple. His kicking technique is just on another level. With 3 straight wins, Dị Hòa easily advanced. As the first day of the tournament ended, he raised a fist, his determination clear. Back in the waiting room, Dị Hòa was swarmed by university scouts. "Hey, check out Shishan University. Dude, add me on QQ. We may be a private university, but we offer incredible scholarships. Dị Hòa, a powerhouse like you, is exactly what our school needs. So which university are you leaning towards?" For the first time, Dị Hòa was the center of attention. Enjoying it, he answered seriously, "Sorry, but I'm aiming for Hwadu University." He grinned, totally stoked, hearing that the crowd of scouts instantly scattered. He's just in the second round, and he's already dreaming that big. Just wait till reality hits him. He'll come crawling back to us. "Hey Dị Hòa, remember to call me when you fail. Why doesn't anyone believe me?" But he didn't blame them. Hwadu University was the #1 school in the country, top 5 in the world, a holy grail for every martial artist. In a second-tier city like Anthon, only the absolute best had a shot. But being underestimated didn't make him angry, it just made him smirk. A martial artist's strength does the talking. Let's see what they say after I take first place. Just then, 2 men in suits walked through the door. "Student Dị Hòa, we need your cooperation. We're re-evaluating your martial artist rank. You're a level 9 martial disciple, but just half a month ago, you were only level 3. They were stunned by his promotion speed. Jumping that fast in just 3 months should be impossible. "Are they accusing me of cheating?" Dị Hòa wondered. "Our investigation shows you've been frequently visiting an E-rank secret realm after school. Why go somewhere so dangerous right before the tournament?" "To center myself," he replied, putting on his most sincere face. A few crocodile tears. "Before my father died, he told me to surpass humanity, you must first stop being human. So I never stopped fighting in the secret realms. During one battle, I unexpectedly broke my gene lock." The two of them went pale, speechless. "What? You broke your gene lock? No way, we have to report this immediately." They rushed out the door to report. Dị Hòa watched them go, a little unsettled. Suddenly, he was a person of interest. While waiting for the next match, he scrolled through some videos. The top videos were all cheering for the contestants. "Go get him, son. Honey, just do your best. Old Wang, if you get first place, we're throwing a huge party." There were even interviews with parents and friends. Dị Hòa leaned back, hands behind his head, and muttered, "Looks like no one's cheering for me." His face darkened. Thinking of the original owner's unloved life made him feel a pang of weakness. Little did he know, back at his school, a certain well-coiffed teacher was ignoring everyone else, screaming his lungs out for him. "Let's go Dị Hòa." Finally, the next match began. Dị Hòa versus La Huyen from number 3 high school. La Huyen was the top student at number 3 high, an 8th-level martial disciple who awakened a rare Tier 2 demonic beast bloodline. Both his parents are martial artists. His opponent is screwed. The audience chattered. Dị Hòa ignored them, tilting his head coldly. "You go first." He was afraid if he went first, his opponent wouldn't even get a single move in. The moment he spoke, La Huyen exploded. As the top student of number 3 high, he'd never been disrespected like this. "Do you have any idea who I am? Whether I do or not won't change the outcome," Dị Hòa replied. Haha, you're not wrong, but the winner is gonna be Me. La Huyen powered up his bloodline energy, surging into a menacing green aura. Hope you're feeling lucky, cause you might not die right here on the spot. He lunged towards Dị Hòa, who still had his hands in his pockets. La Huyen's claw strike came flying. Dị Hòa was unfazed, not even taking a stance. His eyes snapped open, his pupils glowing blue. His left hand caught La Huyen's attack. Nice aura, but you're way weaker than that bald old man. He squeezed, crushing La Huyen's hand into a twisted shape. La Huyen broke out in a cold sweat, his face pale as he dropped to his knees. Arg my hand. Dị Hòa raised his right hand, channeling his beast bloodline power, and threw a single punch at La Huyen. The impact shook the heavens. La Huyen was flattened. The arena floor shattered, sending debris flying. Dị Hòa stood tall and smirked. Aren't there any better candidates? The referee declared, Number 1, High School's Dị Hòa is the winner. Meanwhile, La Huyen lay collapsed in the rubble. His body convulsed his blood energy in chaos. His face was ghastly white, completely drained of life. The whites of his eyes showed foam, bubbled at his lips. Utterly defeated, and it was all with a single blow, against the top contender, La Huyen. Unbelievable. The announcer couldn't contain his shock, his voice echoing through the stadium. Down in the stands, the crowd roared like a tidal wave, every single person looking on in disbelief. Holy shit, La Huyen's aura was so intense. How did he get one-shotted? That casual confidence, that's the mark of a true master. His power is leagues above the other contestants. The gap is insane. In the center of the ring, Dị Hòa stood unfazed. Both hands casually stuffed in his pockets. He squinted, even taking a moment to clean out his ear, as if the fight wasn't even worth his time. He's so hot, hubby, I want to have your babies. Even using his hand this time, it was still a one-hit KO. He's so strong. The legend of One Punch Man is real, Dị Hòa. I'm officially your fan now. Dị Hòa is definitely making it to the finals. The entire stadium erupted. Watched by tens of thousands, the name Dị Hòa was now burned into everyone's mind. If you looked closely, you could see La Huyen, the guy who swaggered onto the stage with such arrogance, now being carried off on a stretcher. Not a shred of his former glory remained. On the sidelines, Sir Shao watched in silence, his eyes as deep as an abyss, his heart shaken. But his face showed no surprise. Dị Hòa. So you're as good as I thought. I will be the one to defeat you in the finals. At that very moment, in the monitoring room of Hoado University, where the match was being watched closely, a manager with a cold, stern gaze gave a sudden order. Within half an hour, I want every piece of information on this kid. Yes, sir. His subordinate nodded, and immediately got to work. Meanwhile, at another arena, the second match of the promotion round was about to begin. The announcer's voice boomed with excitement. The second match of the promotion round is about to start. This is a showdown the audience has been waiting for. A battle between two beautiful, peerless geniuses with terrifying strength. On the stage, a figure appeared, burning bright as a flame. She wore a vibrant orange skirt, her fiery orange hair tied in high pigtails that fluttered in the wind, her skin as smooth as jade. Her sharp amber eyes blazed with fighting spirit. Lady Liu, I really hate that robotic expression of yours. Her voice was crisp with a hint of mockery. This was Ta Tiu Lin, the queen of No. 2 High School. Opposite her, a figure in snow-white robes appeared gracefully. Her long black hair flowed freely, her battle dress fluttering. It outlined her elegant yet untouchable curves. Her eyes were a deep cold amethyst. Just one look could send a chill down your spine. She was Liu Thon Truk, the untouchable ice queen of her high school. No. 1 High School. The second the two beauties stepped up, the crowd went wild. A few pervs started drooling. My favorite thing is watching hot girls fight. You goddamn degenerates, shut your mouths. The referee blew the whistle, and the match began. Instantly, Sat Tulin shot forward, her amber eyes blazing with fighting spirit. She spun and aimed a kick, yelling, "All right then, I'm gonna smash your face into the ground and see if you can keep that smug look." Luthon Truk didn't say a word, unleashing her martial art with a flick of her wrists. A wave of cyan light erupted, coiling around her opponent's leg. The turquoise energy flowed like a torrential river, forcing Satyulin back. She spun to defend unfazed, then immediately threw a punch, roaring, "Fight me for real." But her sharp punch was stopped mid-air by Thon Truk's aura. Not only that, the energy flow coiled around her fist, trapping it completely. Sat Tu Lin broke out in a cold sweat. Shit, I walked right into her trap. My hand is caught in her energy ripples. I can't get it out. Seizing the moment, Thon Truk unleashed a massive surge of blood energy, channeling it into her right fist and punching straight at the trapped Thu Lin. The Xuanhuang martial art. Holy shit, a high schooler has mastered a Xuanhuang level technique. A genius like that doesn't even need to take the exam. She could get scouted directly by Huadu University. The MC couldn't hold back his excitement. But suddenly, a blazing phantom tiger materialized behind Thieu Lin. It had a ferocious face and fangs as sharp as steel. Its massive jaws could swallow a city whole, its stripes burned like fire, and its golden eyes glowed with an abyssal light, radiating pure majesty and bloodlust. Thieu Lin began to transform too. Fiery energy erupted from her body as tiger stripes materialized across her pale skin. She was transforming into a tiger from head to toe. For a transformation this complete, her bloodline compatibility must be insane. Fighting aura with aura. Lu Thon-Truc retracted her energy, allowing Thieu Lin to back away. This girl possesses the Tier 3 King rank bloodline, the Raging Shadow Tiger King. King rank bloodlines are notoriously hard to control, especially one as violent as this. Her potential is limitless. The MC yelled into the mic. Thieu Lin paused, then looked at Lu Thon-Truc. Unleash your Netherworld Sparrow bloodline. She wanted a fair fight, a true battle of full power, but Lu Thon-Truc just replied coldly, "This is more than enough." "Enough," Thieu Lin roared. "You think you can beat me with just martial arts?" Her hands morphed into sharp tiger claws as she lunged straight for Thon-Truc. But Thon-Truc didn't even activate her bloodline. She just used her skills to gracefully glide aside, effortlessly dodging the attack. Seeing this, Thieu Lin gave her no room to breathe, unleashing a barrage of attacks, but none of them could even touch her. Thon-Truc just kept dodging, moving as lightly as the wind. Suddenly, Lu Thon-Truc's eyes shot open. She focused her blood energy into 2 fingers, unleashing a beam that formed a razor-sharp sword of light. The blade clashed with Thieu Lin's fist, a head-on collision. Boom! A massive explosion rocked the arena, engulfing it in dust and smoke. Lu Thon-Truc and Thieu Lin's techniques have collided. The stage is completely obscured by dust. Who will emerge victorious? The MC roared as the audience held its breath. The entire stadium was silent, the only sound being the heavy breathing of the 2 fighters. As the dust settled, Thieu Lin was revealed, still on her feet. It's Thieu Lin. She's still standing. But wait. Suddenly, the light faded from her eyes and she collapsed, revealing Lu Thon-Truc standing tall right behind her. She's the real winner. Thieu Lin had fallen completely exhausted. Lu Thon-Truc is still standing. She defeated a level 9 martial apprentice with a king rank bloodline, using only her martial arts. She's just too powerful. A true once-in-a-millennium genius. Lu Thon-Truc wins. The MC and the entire crowd erupted, having witnessed such an incredible fight. "Holy crap, my goddess is so badass. I told you guys, she's the valedictorian of Ancheng. Who's gonna argue with that?" Someone in the VIP box commented, "You know what her bloodline is. The Tier 4 Netherworld Sparrow. She's not human, she's a monster. No one in this tournament can take her down." At the quarterfinal draw, the host announced next up to draw is from number 1 high school, Dị Hòa. Dị Hòa slowly walked up and drew a ball marked with the letter A. "I'm also in Block A. Looks like we'll be facing off soon." A massive dude nearly twice Dị Hòa size struck up a conversation. "I'm Than Quan, from Than Quang Private High." "Dị Hòa number 1 high," he replied. "We're up in the second match. For now, let's see how this first one goes." Than Quan said, gesturing to the ongoing fight. "It's Lac Tuc from my school, Than Quang Private High versus So Chao from Ancheng number 1 high." Before the MC could even finish his announcement, So Chao's opponent was already on his knees covered in wounds. Meanwhile, So Chao stood tall, radiating power, his sword held firmly in his left hand. The gap in their strength was just too massive. Lac Tuc is strong. He even repeated a year just to get into Huadu University, and his bloodline control is masterful. But against So Chao, he stood no chance. Then Quan sighed. "So Chao Dị Hòa?" asked intrigued. "Yeah, he's from Ancheng number 1, same school as you. You don't know him." The Than Quang principal saw his students crushing defeat and gritted his teeth. "Damn it, we lost again. So how does he compare to you?" Dị Hòa asked Than Quan. He just scratched his head and laughed. "Compared to me, I'm the president of Than Quang's 12th grade martial arts club. In a real fight, he could bring 2 clones of himself and still not win. Honestly, in this whole tournament, you're the only one I see as a real threat." Then Quan suddenly got serious, his gaze sharpening as he locked onto Dị Hòa. His intuition was dead on. He'd sensed from the start that Dị Hòa was a dormant volcano, hiding a monstrous beast ready to erupt. "Let's go. It's our turn." Then Quan smirked as they both stepped onto the stage. One-on-one, a heroic, epic aura exploded from the arena. It looked like a top-tier battle was about to go down. The 8 strongest contestants in the second round of the finals. From Than Quang Private High, it's Than Quan versus the ace from Anthan's number 1 high Dị Hòa. As the quarterfinals of the Anthon University entrance tournament raged on, Dị Hòa faced Than Quan, both possessing power on a completely different level. On the stage, Dị Hòa and Than Quan immediately clashed using their martial arts to probe each other's strength head-on. The moment their skills collided, a terrifying shockwave erupted, followed by a blindingly brilliant light. It tore up the stage and sent a massive shockwave into the crowd, forcing everyone to brace themselves just to stay in their seats. Down below, even with blood streaming from his nose, Than Quan just smiled. "A nosebleed," he said. "Is this your bloodline power? How strange. It can directly target and destroy a person's cells." Without another word, he unleashed another technique. Brilliant streams of light erupted from his body, forming a shield that enveloped him completely. Seeing this, Dị Hòa thought to himself, he's using his martial energy to create an external barrier. My nuclear radiation has been blocked. His skills are insane. This guy's a real monster. I can't wait to crush him. His eyes lit up, his fighting spirit blazing. A mysterious smirk crept across his face. "In that case, let me give you a taste of my Than family's martial arts." And with that, Than Quan activated his form intention fist technique. Illusions of ferocious beasts materialized behind him, radiating terrifying power. He raised his fists, unleashing a deer strike that hit like a charging bull. It happened so fast, Dị Hòa couldn't react. Only 2 words flashed through his mind: too fast. He had no choice but to take the full force of Than Quan's punch. Damn, that's strong. Dị Hòa, the so-called one-kick wonder, just got tagged for the first time. Than Quan's fist slammed right into Dị Hòa chest, sending him flying back 10 meters as he coughed up blood. Giving him no time to recover, Than Quan immediately channeled the power of a wild bear, ramming forward with a devastating shoulder strike. But Dị Hòa was faster this time. He planted his feet, digging in and bracing for the impact. He crossed his arms and gritted his teeth to block the hit. He realized, this isn't just a physical attack. He's infusing his body with martial energy, dealing double damage. My past opponents were all trash. I've never faced a seasoned fighter like this. Suddenly, the arm he was blocking went soft, bending unnaturally, and wrapping around his back into a lock. In a flash, Than Quan was behind Dị Hòa, using his martial energy to lock him in a chokehold. "You're half right," he said. "Not only do I infuse my body with energy, I can also lock times yours times, sealing away your skills." With that, he yeeted Dị Hòa high into the air and immediately channeled the power of a wild tiger. He launched himself up after him, slashing down with vicious claws. Blood sprayed everywhere before Dị Hòa even hit the ground. But he wasn't done. He then activated the power of a diving eagle, rocketing straight down towards Dị Hòa. "Dị Hòa, you can't win," he laughed triumphantly. In a free fall, unable to dodge, Dị Hòa could only cross his arms to defend himself. Boom! A deafening explosion ripped through the air as Than Quan crashed down. A massive pillar of light erupted, outshining the sun itself. The shockwave pulverized the ground around the stage. Then Quan landed, crossing his arms with a smug laugh. Ha, now that was refreshing. In his mind, the fight was already over. The announcer, seeing the devastation, couldn't help but scream into the mic. Then Quan has unleashed a brutal combo, leaving Dị Hòa completely defenseless. The medical team is already on standby. That form intention fist combo from Than Quan would have nearly killed a normal martial artist. "It looks like we have a winner," from Than Quang Pri, but the announcer suddenly trailed off. As the dust settled, Than Quan realized something was wrong. Surprise and tension filled his eyes as a cold sweat broke out on his brow. From inside the smoke, a suffocating aura began to pour out. A voice echoed, "What incredible power! You really are strong." As he spoke, a glossy black foot, covered in razor-sharp claws, stepped out of the dust. Dị Hòa emerged, having finally unleashed his bloodline awakening. His entire body was transformed, covered in glossy black spikes. His limbs had become vicious claws as if he was wearing a suit of demonic armor. "I left my head unchanged just for you. You're the first person to ever see me like this." He let out a cold laugh. If a high school student can manifest a true beast form, they get to skip the exam and go straight to Hoa-Do University. A true beast form, no way. In a small city like Anthon, there's another bloodline genius besides Lu Thon Truck. The announcer was absolutely floored. Down on the stage, Than Quan couldn't believe his eyes. His face went pale as he started to stammer. Holy crap, his true form. His awakened bloodline is on a whole other level. Just then, the judges get an alert and put on monitoring headsets. What they see leaves them completely stunned. Turns out this insane transformation is all Dị Hòa. Unleashing his demonic beast form is causing the area's radiation to skyrocket. If they don't contain this now, the consequences will be catastrophic. They immediately erect a massive barrier around the stage. The judges realized there was a problem with Dị Hòa demonic beast form, so they used an energy shield to contain the leaking nuclear radiation. The MC explains the situation to the crowd, and everyone starts buzzing. So this is Dị Hòa awakened bloodline. That's so badass. Does anyone know what kind of demonic beast it is? I go to number 1 high, and word is his bloodline is unknown. How the hell can a beast this powerful be unknown? Hearing this, Dị Hòa glances around and smirks. Looks like Godzilla doesn't exist on this planet. No wonder they're clueless. Thon Quan, standing too close to Dị Hòa, is already getting radiation poisoning. Blood starts pouring from his nose. He starts shaking as his nose bleeds again. Looks like my own energy barrier can't block his power. I can't drag this fight out. With that, he activates his own awakened state, the Golden Star, Demonic Ape. The MC goes wild. It's another Tier 3 King-level bloodline. This year's college entrance exam is absolutely stacked with powerhouses. Thon Quan powers up, pouring every ounce of strength into a Xing Yi snake fist, and charges straight at Dị Hòa. But this time Dị Hòa doesn't dodge. He winds up, channels his energy, and unleashes the Lanshan fist, meeting the attack head-on. The moment his fist connects, a shockwave erupts, completely overpowering Thon Quan's technique. His opponent's hand cracks open as his bones shatter. Thon Quan jerks his arm back, clutching the mangled limb. He freezes, completely stunned. My hand. If he hadn't dispersed the impact, his entire arm would have been obliterated. So much for all that trash talk. Dị Hòa slowly advances, radiating an overwhelming killing intent, aiming to crush Thon Quan's will to fight. He's forcing him to surrender. You're impressive, Thon Quan, but you can't change the outcome. His voice is low, laced with a threat. Thon Quan is terrified, gritting his teeth as he mutters demonic beast. True form. As the arena's atmosphere reaches a fever pitch, the MC excitedly announces, in the second match of this year's entrance exam, another Tier 3 King-level bloodline has emerged, and his opponent wields a powerful demonic beast bloodline of unknown origin. This is truly a rare spectacle. After shattering Thon Quan's hand with one punch, Dị Hòa just stands there. Seeing this, Thon Quan stays on high alert, keeping his guard up. He thinks to himself, after awakening his bloodline, Dị Hòa power became completely off the charts. I can't suppress his energy anymore. For now, all I can do is back off. Suddenly, Dị Hòa lunges, trailing streams of dark atomic energy. Thon Quan, he says, don't lose focus. Instantly, he unleashes a flurry of lightning-fast blows, aimed right at Thon Quan. He's so fast he leaves afterimages, forcing Thon Quan into a desperate defense, unable to keep up. Suddenly, Thon Quan uses a skill. His hand snakes out and grabs Dị Hòa arm. Quick as a flash, he circles behind Dị Hòa for his final move. I knew I couldn't move you, but my real goal was to get behind you. Huh. He activates a skill, stomps hard, and launches himself high into the air. From above, Thon Quan unleashes another skill. A massive foot, like an elephant's, slams down on Dị Hòa. The entire stage explodes with light and dust. It looks like Dị Hòa couldn't dodge in time and gets pinned under Thon Quan's foot. Thon Quan jumps back, his eyes widening in shock as he realizes something is terribly wrong. And there he is. Dị Hòa is standing there, arms crossed without a single scratch. The only impact is his feet sunk into the ground. He slowly lifts his foot. My turn. With that, Dị Hòa channels massive energy into his left hand, and a brilliant light begins to swirl around his arm. He winds up his arm, preparing to throw the punch that will end this fight. But before he can throw it, Thon Quan drops to his knees, stunning Dị Hòa. He slams his forehead to the ground. Dị Hòa, I surrender. Dị Hòa is completely baffled. After a moment, he looks pissed off and yells, Dude, I was just getting serious and you give up. What a damn letdown. With that, he cancels his technique and withdraws his aura. He sighs, whatever. Maintaining this form is a pain in the ass anyway. As he speaks, he vents the excess energy from his bloodline, gradually returning to his normal state. According to the rules, when one side surrenders, the match is over. The winner is Dị Hòa, from Anchung, number 1 high. He wins. The MC's official announcement sends the crowd into a frenzy as they chant, Dị Hòa is incredible, Dị Hòa is incredible, Dị Hòa is incredible. Right now, Dị Hòa is blowing up on social media. Every video about him is dominating the trending topics. His fan clubs on QQ are popping up like crazy. Now let's follow Dị Hòa complete domination of the college entrance exams. This year's college entrance exam champion is none other than our boy Dị Hòa. Even Thon Quan was no match for him. A flood of memes mocking Thon Quan started popping up. Thon Quan before the fight, I'm gonna win. Thon Quan after the fight, I couldn't even make him go all out. How pathetic. Up in the stands, the principal of Thon Quang Private High School is absolutely fuming, clenching his fists and grinding his teeth. he roars. Luo Xuan, losing was bad enough, but Thon Quan, our school poured every single resource into him and he just gives up. When Thon Quan gets back to the school section, the principal shoots to his feet, points right at him, and just starts screaming. Damn it, do you have any idea how much money our school spent to train you? You useless piece of trash. If you don't pay it all back, don't even think about graduating. Then Quan stays completely silent, walks over slowly, and places his injured arm, the one Dị Hòa, wrecked on the principal. The man panics and stammers. What are you doing? Then Quan answers, I couldn't take even a single punch from Dị Hòa. To avoid permanent damage, I had to pull back. If I didn't surrender, you think you could have taken that punch from me, sir. As for the resources, the school and you gave me for my training, I'll pay every last bit of it back in the future. But let me make one thing clear. You can't threaten a warrior who's stronger than you. The principal finally gets the message. He doesn't dare talk back, his face goes pale, and he starts sweating bullets, stammering, right, okay, you have a point. The MC's voice booms again. After a series of brutal battles, the top 4 finalists for this year's exam have finally been decided. And Than's number 1 high is dominating with 3 of the final 4. Their principal is practically gloating. Fanning himself, he taunts the other schools. Looks like old Liu has put in his time. It's about damn time he got a promotion. Dị Hòa is incredible. Back at the school, teacher Liu is watching on TV, sensing something big and cheering his heart out. The drawing for the semi-finals begins. The announcer's voice echoes as the final 4 step up to draw their lots. Dị Hòa draws the letter A. Expressionless, he just looks at the ball and lets out a sigh. Hearing that, Liu Qingzhu slowly walks up and says softly, I drew A as well. The first semi-final match. It's a civil war between students of An Than's number 1 high, Dị Hòa, versus Liu Qingzhu. The announcement sends a shockwave through the stadium, and even viewers watching the live stream are blowing up the chat. Whoa, I've been waiting for this matchup. This is going to be the greatest fight in the history of the An Than exams. Let's go, Goddess Liu. This is the most hyped match of the tournament. Dị Hòa got this. But another person argues, I think Liu Qingzhu has the better chance of winning. Word on the street is Liu Qingzhu has mastered 2 Xuanhuang tier techniques. That alone was enough to completely dominate Bi Shaoling, who has a tier 3 king grade bloodline. Then Quan also has a tier 3 king grade bloodline, but Dị Hòa beat him using his awakened state. So he probably has a tier 4 bloodline, same as Liu Qingzhu, but her technique and experience are way better. This analysis is swaying public opinion towards Liu Qingzhu. I mean, it makes sense. Sounds about right. The stadium is electric. Thousands of people are on the edge of their seats waiting for the match to start. Down in the arena, Dị Hòa and Liu Qingzhu are in position, ready to go. The referee steps in and signals from Anthan's number 1 high, Liu Qingzhu versus. Also from Anthan's number 1 high, Dị Hòa. Let the battle begin. The second he finishes, Dị Hòa, hands still in his pockets, unleashes his technique and his whole body explodes with power. A cloud of dust completely blinds Liu Qingzhu. And from within, the smoke streaks of brilliant blue light start to emerge. A crushing, suffocating pressure fills the air, even forming the phantom image of an ancient beast. Across the stage, Liu Qingzhu immediately gets into a defensive stance, saying quietly, Dị Hòa, I hope you're strong enough for this. Down in the arena, a dense fog covers everything. The commentator shouts into the mic, it's Dị Hòa versus Liu Qingzhu. The match just started, and Dị Hòa has already unleashed a massive amount of true energy, completely covering the entire arena. Even the audience members with the closest seats can't see what's happening between the two fighters. What is going on down there? What's happening? We can't see a thing. The commentator hypes up the match, playing on the audience's curiosity. The genius of the Liu family, Liu Qingzhu, facing this year's dark horse, Dị Hòa. How will she handle this? We'll just have to wait and see. Could it be? Did Dị Hòa use his awakened bloodline again? The fog finally starts to fade. The figure revealed is Liu Qingzhu. Dị Hòa is standing across from her. The moment his opponent hesitates is the golden window for him to size up their strengths and weaknesses, calculating his odds of victory. In terms of martial skill, Liu Qingzhu is far superior. With her incredible techniques, Dị Hòa has no way of even scratching her, no matter how strong he is. This martial arts prodigy is a genius, and the longer the fight drags on, the worse it gets for Dị Hòa. He knows he has to go all out. This time, he makes the first move, leaping towards Liu Qingzhu, his fist charged with dense spiritual energy. Liu Qingzhu counters, weaving a circle of spiritual power. She thinks to herself, he's attacking head-on. Perfect. I'll use a defensive art to counter him. He lunges at her, but a dragon suddenly flies out, obscuring her view. She immediately realizes how dirty his move is. He's actually resorting to cheap tricks. She leaps forward, appearing right in front of him. He said he'd use his fists, but he's using a damn steel whip. A terrifying monster opens its maw as his eyes flash, raising his fist to strike. The crowd erupts. That bastard Dị Hòa is playing dirty. He's got no honor, poor goddess Lu. In battle, all's fair in war. She raises her hands, desperately defending against Dị Hòa punch. Someone in the crowd shouts in panic, "This is bad." That blast of chi totally broke goddess Liu's rhythm. Dị Hòa unleashes a flurry of punches, relentlessly chasing Liu Qingzhu. The commentator's voice rings out sharp and clear. Dị Hòa assault is too fierce. Liu Qingzhu has absolutely no chance to escape. Dị Hòa lands a direct hit on Liu Qingzhu, using a martial art to send her flying. The announcer keeps up with the pace. Dị Hòa technique blasts Liu Qingzhu away. How can she possibly escape this time? His hand transforms into a monster's claw. It won't be that easy. He strikes, sending a wave of spiritual energy right at her. Her eyes widen at the claw attack, completely shrouded in raw power. She jumps, leaning back and narrowly dodging his energy blast. She lands, preparing to counterattack. But in a flash of fire, Dị Hòa appears right in her face again, a wicked grin on his face as he attacks. He taunts her, "Don't run now, classmate Liu." He unleashes a barrage of punches, forcing her on the defensive. Even as his opponent, she can't help but think with this kind of high-intensity assault, doesn't he get tired? His stamina is just insane. Liu Qingzhu has mastered two Xuan rank techniques, one for defense, the Liu family's secret art Fleeting Blossom form, and one for offense, the Jade Soul Finger. If she could just pull off either one, she could break free from Dị Hòa relentless pursuit. But unfortunately, Dị Hòa isn't giving her a single opening to breathe. Her expression darkens. It's come to this. She has to use her final move. She can't hold on much longer. If she doesn't break free now, she'll be knocked off the stage and lose. There's no other way. Her pupils glow with a terrifying light. Wisps of spiritual energy flare out. She can only play her final trump card, Bloodline Awakening. Feathers fill the air as she rises two massive wings, now sprouting from her back. The beautiful drooping wings spread wide. This is the first time Liu Qingzhu has ever revealed her beast bloodline. Nether Sparrow. She raises a hand which begins to burn with ethereal flames. She warns Dị Hòa, "Classmate Dị Hòa, you need to be careful. In this form I have no way of controlling my strength." He just looks up, not a hint of fear on his face, only growing excitement. "Is that so?" He settles into a martial arts stance. "That's all I needed to hear, because up until now, I've only been using 50% of my power." A blast of Liu Qingzhu's spiritual energy comes flying at him from behind. "From now on, I'm going all out." She soars into the air, one hand raised high, glowing with a brilliant technique. He turns back his arm, grotesquely transforming into a monster's limb. He unleashes his own attack. The two powers collide in a massive explosion, perfectly matched. Down in the audience, the terrifying shockwave from the clash slams into the stands. Everyone scrambles to shield themselves. So strong. The attack is so intense, I can't even open my eyes. Dị Hòa lands on the stage. Liu Qingzhu is still in the air, covering her eyes. She lowers her hands. She's shocked to see that the sheer force of Dị Hòa landing has cracked the solid stone floor beneath him. His entire body is now covered in the skin of a terrifying monster, but his familiar glowing eyes remain. The first semi-final of the college entrance exam. Liu Qingzhu is stunned. This level of energy fluctuation. This is bad. Dị Hòa spine no longer looks human. Mini reactors are lined up like an atomic honeycomb. Each vertebra glows a chain of light, not meant to guide, but to incinerate any soul that dares to look. As his entire spine ignites, Dị Hòa becomes an incarnation of atomic destruction, a gateway to an antimatter hell awaiting the unfortunate. Atomic breath, boom. A brilliant blue stream of energy erupts from Dị Hòa mouth. She snaps her wings shut, enclosing herself in a solid cocoon of dark purple feathers. Behind her wings, Liu Qingzhu quietly thinks, potential awakening. Her feather wings are reflecting and refracting the atomic beam. Oh no, Dị Hòa breath attack is being reflected back onto the stage by Liu Qingzhu's wings. The massive beam shattered, ripping through space as light exploded in every direction, threatening to blast past the arena's edge. The audience felt like they were being cooked in a microwave, watching in absolute horror at the terrifying blast and its out-of-control energy. Just then, a golden martial aura covered the arena, swallowing every stray beam like a black hole. The mayor gave the judge a subtle look. "Forget the rules, just watch. Pay close attention. Today we will witness the birth of Ancheng's greatest champion." Thank God the mayor was there to shield the spectators. Liu Qingzhu spat out a mouthful of blood. Liu Qingzhu stood amidst the rubble, tattered but defiant. Her dark purple wings were completely scorched after tanking the atomic blast. If she hadn't activated her flower shadow form in time to disperse the excess energy, she would have been done for. Liu Qingzhu was a wreck. He had shattered her Netherworld Sparrow's defense in a single hit. Can I really win this? Whispers from the past echoed in her head. Since she was a child, Liu Qingzhu has carried the heavy burden of her ancestors. Liu Qingzhu, you are the hope for the Liu clan's revival. You are not allowed to lose. The ancestors of the Liu clan are watching you. Do not let us down. She always had to act tough, but deep down, Qingzhu was just a scared little girl. She always remembered her mother's words. Qingzhu the First poured everything into training you so that one day you could revive our family. You are not allowed to be defiant. Qingzhu was never allowed to make her own choices. She had always been weak. Her mother's words still echoed in her ears. You can't just win this match. You have to win every match from now on. Qingzhu struggled to whisper, but Mom, I can't breathe anymore. Her helpless eyes looked up at her opponent as she thought, I'm so tired. Dị Hòa just stood there, radiating strength and confidence, looking like he'd already won. Qingzhu told herself, facing an opponent this strong, it's only natural that I can't win, right? An idea flashed through her mind. If she deliberately left an opening, maybe Dị Hòa would take it. She decided to throw a few more sloppy moves, then give up the victory. Just finish me already. But Dị Hòa didn't dodge. He didn't even block. He took the palm strike straight to the chest. Liu Qingzhu's eyes went wide, filled with shock and confusion. Why? Why didn't you dodge? Dị Hòa replied coldly, Classmate, Qingzhu, where did your will to fight go? Are you even taking me seriously? With that, Dị Hòa spun and threw a punch, the wind from his fist screaming through the air. I'm fighting my ass off to be the champion fair and square. Panicking, Liu Qingzhu summoned an air current to block the punch, but Dị Hào's fist shredded it instantly, forcing her to cover her face. Dị Hòa didn't let up his fist-gathering power. Get serious. He charged in like a wild animal, swinging relentlessly. Are you taking this seriously? Are you? Qingzhu could only cover her head, the once proud genius now looking absolutely pathetic. She gritted her teeth, taking the hits filled with rage, humiliation, and despair. This asshole. No one in my entire life has ever dared to hit me like this. I was trying to hand you the victory, so why won't you just let it go? Liu Qingzhu roared, her eyes bloodshot as a powerful aura erupted from her, blasting Dị Hòa away. Don't you ever hit a woman in the face, you bastard. A wild glint flashed in Dị Hào's eyes. That's more like it. You don't want your pretty face messed up, then fight me for real. The Liu clan's forbidden secret art, heat blood technique activated. Dust swirled up into a massive cloud as a pair of giant dark purple wings burst open a vortex, howling across the arena. Strange markings spread across Liu Qingzhu's beautiful face, giving her a demonic, bewitching aura. Behind her, a majestic tail of feathers swayed as a piercing bird cry echoed out. Liu Qingzhu had transformed into her true demonic beast form. Her voice rang out, steady and full of defiance. All right, Dị Hòa, as you wished, I will attack you with my strongest form.